I got more than 100 postcards from PostCrossing, and in this video, let's talk about PostCrossing and go through some of my cards. I'm making a different video and I moved my table for filming, and this time no manuscript, just me with my camera, with my laptop, and of course the postcards. And I just say whatever comes to my mind. So I'm trying to filming in a relaxed way and hope you will feel relaxed too. First, what is PostCrossing? For those of you who don't know, generally it's a website that helps you to send and receive postcards from random people all around the world. It is free to register. The website is postcrossing.com, and after you register, you can click send a postcard and request an address. It is an address of a random people, and the system will also give you a postcard ID. That ID is very important because after you post it, the recipient needs to register the card on the website with the ID, and after he or she registered, and that's end of the story with you and the recipient. He or she doesn't have to send you a postcard back. Later, you just need to wait, and another random people from somewhere in the world will send you a card and you will register it as well. That's the general idea of postcrossing. Initially, you can have up to 5 postcards traveling simultaneously, and the more card you send, the more card you can send. And for example, now I have sent 103 postcards and I can have 11 traveling postcards. If a card has been traveled for more than 60 days, it's expired and will be no longer counted as a traveling postcard, but it still could be registered because sometimes the postal system is very slow. On the system, they said I received 107 postcards, but in fact, here are 106. That's because I moved in August, and when you change the address on PostCrossing, they will ask you a question like, do you want to register the card traveling to your old address? I was curious about if there was some card traveling to me, so I said yes, and one card was registered automatically, and I knew it was sent in May, so probably it was lost. So 107 on the system and 106 here. If you're going to move, my suggestion is to make your account inactive 1 to 2 months before you move. And in the inactive mode, you can still send postcards, but nobody will send postcards to you. Maybe you think you will receive fewer postcards, but no worry, that's not a problem at all. Because after you moved and after you changed the address on the system, a lot of cards will come to your new home. That's the system trying to balance the card you sent and received. For example, and even I received more cards than I sent. I'm lucky. And there is a travel mode of PostCrossing, and in my understanding, the travel mode is a kind of inactive because in that mode, and people also can't send postcard to you, but you send card from where you travel. And I used the traveling mode in Guernsey and the Isle of Man. I registered PostCrossing in January of this year, so I'm not quite an experienced user, but I experienced a lot, such as the traveling mode. I moved, so I can give you a little tips on PostCrossing and hope that was helpful. Before I go through this card, let me show my PostCrossing profile to you. And everyone on PostCrossing have a profile It's about the introduction of yourself, what kind of card you like, what you don't like, and when other people get your address, and they also can see your profile to know something about you. So this is me. And firstly, about my name. You know I'm Richard Philatlis, and people in the UK call me Richard. But on my address, I use my real name, my Chinese name, that's Chao Ran. And on the postcard, some people call me Richard, some people call me Chao Ran. That's both fine for me, and just let you know. And I said I love marathon running themed cards because I love running. I am a marathon runner, and actually my logo is from a photo of me running the London Marathon. And I'm also a track and field athletics fan, so I hope I can receive this kind of card, but they are not very common. And I'm a football or soccer fan. These cards are common, I got a lot and I love them. That's what I wrote initially, and later I added something else. Of course, I like all sports related, and everything about postal services are great. So this is what I like. But I don't want to give any pressure to someone who is going to send me a card. And I also said I love all kinds of cards. Just give them some idea. And that's my profile. So let's go through some of these, not all of them. I got quite a few cards about stamps and postal history. I love them. And one of them is the first post-crossing postcard I have received. It is from France. And she said, "Bonjour, welcome to post-crossing," because I was new at that time. And the handwriting is very lovely. She used 2 stamps, which were issued in 1993. So the face value is in French franc, not in euros. So, and the franc stamps are still valid for use in France. But what confused me is that these 2 stamps are 5 franc, which is less than €1. But the rate for international postcard in France is actually €1.40. So that's actually underpaid. I'm not sure if someone from France or know the postal service of France, please let me know. Thank you. This is actually a stamp of the UK, but this card was sent from Austria. And the stamp is the post-crossing stamp issued by Austria in this year. And it's the second time Austria issued a post-crossing stamp. The first one was in 2016. Postcards with landmarks are very popular and very common. The one I want to mention is this one from Nagoya, Japan. It was sent by a retired man who has been to 56 countries. The reason why I want to feature this card is because Bob collects stamps. Another philatelic YouTuber also received a post-crossing postcard from this man. I got 3 Maxi Card. A Maxi Card is that's a postcard with stamp on the picture set, and the picture on the card is the same or similar to the picture on the stamp. And a Maxi Card usually have a first day issue postmark. This is a card for Australian football, and the stamp was issued in 1996, which commemorates the centenary of Australian football. This is my only post-crossing postcard from Australia, also the only one from the Southern Hemisphere. You see, this stamp was actually double cancelled. It was cancelled by the machine again, I think because this side has a stamp, so when it was in the sorting machine, the machine just cancelled it again, but it's not too bad. The guy said, "Hi Richard, this is what Australian called football," because I asked them to send football themed card for me. but this man sent an Australian football one. And this is the sport I know nothing about. I think it is similar to rugby, but I'm not familiar with rugby too. But anyway, I love this card. These are the football I want, and most of them are from Germany. Not only because football is popular in Germany, but also and postcrossing is very popular in Germany. You can see the ranking. Germany has the most postcards sent. And for me, 27% of the postcards I received are from Germany. Usually, mails between Germany and the UK is very quick, sometimes only takes 2 days, but except this one. It was from a lady in Germany. It took more than 5 months. 5 months! I think the reason is the lady drew a snail on this card, so probably this card was really carried by a snail. So never draw snails on your postcards. I'm serious. This is the stadium of Charco, and the man said his team is actually hamburger. But what made this card special is the sender. It was sent by this man, the most active postcrosser in the world. He has sent more than 30,000 postcards, which is incredible. And I got one of them. This card was sent on my birthday and it was well decorated. And the stamp on it is very interesting too. It is a Euro 2020 stamp and it's like a football hitting the net, but on the net are the host cities. But because the stamp was issued quite early, some city actually didn't host the Euro, such as Dublin. Yeah, but I like the design, and I also got the mint stamp. The mint stamp is also from a postcrosser. As I said, after you send the postcard to the recipient doesn't have to send you something back, but someone does. There is one German who likes the card I sent so much, and he knew I collect stamps, so he just sent me a letter back, include a pack of stamps, which include the Euro 2020 stamp. Yeah, that's really nice. And I took this stamp to a game of Euro 2020 in Wembley, and it's a kind of extreme philately. Oh, the picture set of this postcard is Bastian Schweinsteiger when he was playing for Bayern Munich. I'm not a fan of Bayern Munich, but I got some cards. And I don't like the team, but I don't hate postcards. This one also has a football stadium, but it's from China, the Taida Stadium of Tianjin. And it is actually a postcrossing meeting up card. I attended a postcrossing meeting up in Stampex last month, and it's generally some postcrossers sit together, talk about the experiences of postcrossing, and also sign some postcards. And some people have signatures, some people like me has a stamp on it, and this one is a meeting up in China. Some postcrossers don't like postcrossing meeting up card because they are just some signatures. You can hardly read the message on it. So I didn't send this card to any postcrossers. I just sent one to myself and sent some others to some friends who want them. There are 6 left. If you want one of these cards, you can just send me a message on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. First come, first serve. And I will try my best to write a short message on it. Speaking of a postcard from China, let's talk more about China. I was born and raised in China, but as a Chinese, I haven't done any video about Chinese stamps. And it's not because the stamps are boring. There are many great topics to cover. The reason is I always show some of my collection, not just me talk to the camera. And currently I don't have many Chinese stamps in my hand. Most of my Chinese stamps collection are in my hometown in China, and I haven't been back for more than 3 years. I miss my family and I also miss my collections. I even forgot what stamps I got. I won't go back soon because the flight is very expensive and the quarantine rules in China is very strict. But in April, I made a Chinese friend on PostCrossing. We swapped some stamps, so I got some Chinese stamps collection in London now. And in fact, we didn't meet by sending or receiving a PostCrossing card, but he found me by the search function of PostCrossing. You can see this, you can search a user by username, country, region, and if the postcrosser is interested in direct swaps. So you can also find a friend who is happy to swap postcards or stamps. I will definitely make videos about the stamps of China, and currently I have 2 more videos in the queue, so maybe the third future video is about the stamps of China. Running or athletics themed cards are not common. I only got 2, and both of them are from Finland. This one is one of my favorites. It features some running gears, and this one is quite interesting too. 2 hurdlers. The sender helped me to translate this sentence, and it means if you have humor, so all snacks go away. I like stamped and written postcards, but I didn't say something like don't put postcards in envelopes, because sometimes I got really good stamps in envelopes too, and such as this one from Russia. There are a lot of good stamps about military, and in the envelope there is a huge postcard of St. Petersburg, and the sender also gave me a suburban train ticket. This is like a Cinderella label. And there's also a bus ticket. It's really nice. On the postcard, she introduced the fares of the tickets for me and even the average salary of where she lived. I love this stuff because I not only collect stamps, I collect everything like tickets, beer bottle caps, coins, pin badges. Yes, I like pin badges, and some of my collections are on my hats. Let me show you. And this is Meijing, this is the badge of RPSL I introduced you before. And here is 1 cent magenta I bought in Stanley Gibbons last week. And you can check my Instagram story highlight for my visit of 1 cent magenta. From all my collections, I learned the most from my stamps. Don't argue with me. I know you won't. This card was in an envelope too. It was from France. And it says, "Hi, my name is Mady. I am 12-year-old and I'm 13 soon. I want to travel and go to England when I am grown. I have 2 brothers and dog. I go school next to Paris. My English teacher wants me to write a letter because in my class we like to read the letter. I love Belgium. It is my city. It is not very big. Thank you for reading me." It's like a homework of a kid. And I checked the profile of the sender. "Hi, I'm an English teacher near Paris, France. My students are 11 to 14 years old. I am sending postcards mostly for them so they can get to see how big the world really is. They'd be happy to receive anything you send to them. If you are a teacher and willing to exchange, I'm up to everything. Take care." That's a brilliant idea, but unfortunately, this teacher is not active now, I think, but I hope more teachers could do this. This is a great way for education. And next, I'd like to show you this one, a World Postcard Day postcard. But it wasn't sent on 1st of October, it was sent on 4th September. But unfortunately, this card was soaked in rain and I can't read the message. And here is like a countdown of World Postcard Day. But importantly, I can't read the ID, that's a big problem. Or I couldn't register it on the system. But again, I used the search function on PostCrossing. I just looked for the user in Las Vegas because I can see it was sent from Las Vegas on the postcard, and to search who was active within a week or 2 weeks and check the name. And fortunately, I found the sender. I sent her a message and she told me the ID and I registered the card. So it's another tip of using the search function on PostCrossing. But the message here is quite clear. She told me the information of this forever stamp, the mystery message. And let me try. It should be more than meets the eyes. Can you read it? The last one I want to show you is the one I received recently and it became one of my favorites. It's a stamp-shaped postcard and it even has perforations. That's perfect. And it is a stamp of Austria issued in 2008. It's from the commemorative set of the Euro 2008. But the card was sent from France. And you see the stamp. It has the right postal rate and €1.40. I signed up for PostCrossing in January and 10 months later, I have sent and received more than 100 postcards. So 100 postcards. The postal rate in the UK for an international postcard is £1.70 at this moment. I have spent maybe more than £170 just for the postal rate. And wait, I sent several cards within the UK, and the postal rate in Guernsey and the Isle of Man is lower. The cheapest postcard in the UK I found was like 30 pence, and mostly 50 or even £1. So I definitely spent more than £200 in postcrossing within the 10 months. That is an expensive and time-consuming hobby. Maybe I will slow down, but I will definitely keep writing postcrossing postcards, maybe once a week. If you are not in postcrossing, I highly recommend you to sign up. You don't have to do what I have done, like send 100 cards in 10 months. You can just set your own pace and enjoy it. And I'm going to slow down as well, as I said. And don't forget, if you want one of the postcrossing meeting up cards, and send me a message on my social media. And if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and thank you for watching. See you next time.